Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're welcome to the channel. So today we have a truly unique story to share with you, right? We are diving into an unconventional career transition from the world of culinary and cooking and eating, all right? I'll call it a culinary art to a bustling tech industry. Join us today face to face. Is your remote buddy, all right, my own friend Elorm, all right, who has not only made this transition but also welcome Web3 into her life, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome on this podcast Elorm. Elorm, you're welcome.
Thank you so much, Echo. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? All right. Who is Elon? All right. Let's start from your journey, how it all began, and maybe a little about yourself before you get to how it all began.
Okay, so I am Elomofori, and as an individual, I'm someone who is very excited about life and excited to enjoy the present, enjoy what we have now as we plan for the future and also plan to make impact in the future. Career-wise, I'm a product manager. I'm currently a product manager, and I work with a consulting tech advisory consulting firm as the operations lead. I am generally supporting or responsible for the day-to-day running of the business. Yes,
Mm.
basically.
Okay. So, have you always been in the product management phase, all right, or sphere? Because to the best of my knowledge, you are a Fujian, if it's an offensive word to use.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no. It's not offensive to be a foodie. If someone should call me a foodie, I wouldn't be offended because I believe that it's a word. It's even in the dictionary. I believe that like being a foodie is someone who just loves food and not just
yeah.
loves to eat food, but loves everything about food. So yeah, it's okay to call me a foodie.
Okay, so let's talk about your food or foodie background. All right, like I
Okay.
heard you read food science. All right, so
Yeah.
I just want our viewers to understand how far you've
Mhm.
come in your transition. How come someone who read food science in university could transition to tech? All right, how difficult it was and or how easy it was for you to do that transition? Consider the fact that Ghana, our education system is much more conservative. All right, you finish school and you are kind of boxed in a specific sphere, and to see one to hear from you as one of the people who have taken that major lead. I mean, diversifying from their career within which they were boxed to something I call out of their zone and thriving is really impressive. So I want to hear a little bit more about your career path, how it started for you, or yeah, how it all started for you.
Okay. Thank you. So I've always been a foodie. I would say I've always said that food is my first love. Okay, I love food. I love the sight of food. I love everything about food. If there are new products, product development in food, and all of that. And so, even before I entered the university, that was it for me. I love that I would cook and see people enjoy the food that I cook. I love to just be there and then try to whip up a new recipe. Like that was just how it started for me. And so I followed that up by actually deciding to study food science and technology in the university. That is not exactly like catering, okay, but food science and technology is more of the science behind food, the engineering behind food. So I studied courses like chemistry and math and human biology actually in food
So it's
science.
like food science basically is like it tells us what happens when we eat, how the food is processed, and what really happens in our stomach when the food has been consumed. Is that
Yeah,
how it seems like?
yes, you can say
Oh,
that. So basically, food engineering, food processing, and the science behind the foods that you see,
okay.
basically.
So, what really inspired your transition from catering to the tech world, especially as a product manager? What really
Mhm.
inspired the journey? I mean, was it something that because you told me you love food, all right? This is not the first
Yeah.
time you made it very difficult for me to share you with the tag of foodie, all right, because you've already made it very known that there's nothing I can say about that. But I know you like food. All right. Once again, because you told me you do like food. All right.
Yes,
So
I
for
love
someone
food.
who love food and want to have anything to do with
Mhm.
food, and I remember you telling me that it's not only about food, it's about some kind of engineering part of food, the science part of food, making sure that we stay healthy, we eat healthy, food that processed in a healthy manner. And you have worked in those various food because food is what we put inside. And if you fail to consume what is right for our body, we all know what happens. All right. So your skill in food science was really and is really appreciated, and we needed it. Why all of a sudden you woke up one beautiful day and decided to just hop into tech? What really happened? What was it? What was it? A necessity that drove you to the field of tech or project management, or you were totally fed up, or you were bored with food? So you've had enough of food.
Okay, so I wouldn't say I was bored with food, and I wouldn't say I have completely ditched food. So as I speak with you, I actually own a catering business called Wine and Dine Foods. And
Okay.
so I wouldn't say I've actually ditched food. I told you food is my first love. There's no way I can live my first love. Okay, so I haven't ditched food. I have a food business running Wine and Dine Foods that operates as a cloud kitchen and also like events, catering, and all of that. However, I
Wow.
wanted to do more, and I'm someone who is I have so many interests. That's
Mhm.
how I am, someone who has so many interests. And so, in my quest to pursue some of these interests, that's what landed me in transitioning, or should I say, adding on tech to my career journey.
Wow. So you've not left the food scene. I mean, like you are still in the catering arena. I like the fact that you started your own cloud kitchen service. How what's cloud kitchen service like?
So,
Like
so
streaming music. Now we stream music via the cloud. We do a lot of things via the cloud. Now we have to eat in the clouds.
so running a cloud kitchen basically is making use of technology. And before it wasn't even like that. So it was my transition into tech that gave me the idea that I could actually run a cloud kitchen instead of doing the traditional way that everybody's going.
Mhm.
Um, and having like an eatery or place where people can sit and all of that, I could actually operate a cloud kitchen, and that's basically like having an added component of technology. So
Wow.
we already have that running. You could have like a food app. You could have partner with like food apps like both Food and Glovo, and have food delivered to clients. So the clients don't have to like necessarily be at closer to you, or have to walk to,
Mm.
or have to drive to your place of business. Like wherever they are, they can just order, and then they have it delivered to them basically. So I'm taking advantage of technology to get a wider market reach basically, and
Wow.
it works the same for the events as well.
Wow. That's awesome. So how do you navigate the challenges of such unique career shifts? I mean, I believe
Mhm,
change is a difficult thing, all right, or transition is always painful, all right. Was it
mhm.
painful for you too, or you felt it was quite an easy journey for you to just one day not switch, but one day kind of make that smooth, or I mean, transition from getting all in for to project management and Web3 technology?
I wouldn't say it's easy, and I wouldn't say it's smooth. Um, I believe that everybody would have a different journey. And so, even as I'm sharing mine, it's not a fast and hard rule or a formula that, oh, Elorm said this is what it did, like transitioning, this is how she transitioned, and so it will be the same for me. Your journey might be totally different. So, I would say it was a lot of hard work and making up my mind that I want to do this. And so being ready for whatever challenges that came with it. And so I would say that for the challenges, or for the hard work, it had to do with me studying. I had to study a lot.
Mm.
So when I decided that I wanted to transition into tech, this is an area that I really didn't have so much knowledge in, and it looked so vast. It looked
Mm.
so wide. So I had to do a lot of soul sessions, SWOT analysis. When I say SWOT analysis, it's just like
Yeah.
strengths and weakness, know my weaknesses, know my strengths, and all of that, and then decide which area I really wanted to go into in tech. Because in tech,
Yeah.
we have, like you're saying, we have Web3, we have AI, we have machine learning, cybersecurity. Then we have the programmers or those who do the coding, data analysts, business is
It's
wide,
broad. Yeah, it's
is
broad.
broad.
It's
So
really.
if you're not careful, you get caught up in the whole puzzle and the whole maze. So for me, it was more like finding out my strengths. And then once I found out my strength, I then decided to start learning. So I started studying, taking up courses in with LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, Udemy, all of these learning platforms, taking up free courses, and then sharpening my skills, because I got to understand that in the tech field, it's not really about certificates. It's, can you do the job? Can you give us the results? So I needed to now know about these things. And then from there, I also decided to like upskill with programs. So I remember applying to ALX, and I
Mhm.
got in for software engineering. I started and I was like, no, this is not for me. So I wrote an email back to them telling them that, oh, I thought I could do this, but I
It
started,
was a
I think,
mistake.
yes, I'm not really interested in this. I would have loved something else. And I asked them about product management or project management, and they're like, oh, they don't offer such courses. And I was like, okay, no problem.
Mm.
So I think this is where it will end for me. And then I also enrolled with AYA Gigs, or AYA Varsity um, Web3 upskilling program. And that's why I took my product management course. But before that, I had done like self-learning. I must say that transitioning to tech for me was a lot of more self-learning and online studies for me
Mm.
than maybe the traditional school setting system. Yeah, so that is it. And then I also went for a lot of networking events.
Yeah.
One thing I realized was that um, for me to transition a different field, it's like you being in Ghana and you want to
Mhm.
know how Nigerians are, you know.
Yeah.
You can't be in Ghana and so you watch all the videos and all
Yeah.
the
I agree.
YouTube, and then all of a sudden you are a Nigerian. All of a sudden, no. You have to visit the place. You have to know the people, mingle with them and interact with them, their way of life and all of that. So though I had done some online studies, I had done some online self-learning and all of that, I recognize the fact that now I have to get to people in the field. I have to get to people who are actually in the field. So I attended a lot of networking events just so that I could meet people who are already in the field. I could also meet potential mentors. I could also meet potential employers. I could also meet people like myself who are also trying to transition. So I remember there could be like, there was a month that the whole month's calendar
Mhm.
was full
Mhm.
of events for me. And I'll go for
Wow.
these events, and after the events, I'll say, hi, I'm Elorm. I'm just transitioning into tech, and I'll ask them who they are, and that is how it started for me. And that's how I even met my current employer. Yes, so
Oh,
that's
oh,
also
okay.
one.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense. But the question I want to, not like the conversation, I was I'm trying to drive at a different direction. Then we'll come back to our
Mhm.
main activity, right?
Okay,
There are a lot of universities in Ghana, different schools, all
okay,
right. And
okay.
apart from your transitioning from
Mhm.
food science to tech, all right, I have seen a lot of people who went to universities, did technology, did a lot of, course related to project management or, in tech or in different area, but they don't really fit in the current tech world. All right, they go to school and they land a job, and it's like they are world apart. All right, or they are. It's like they are way they are living in an alien world. That's how sometimes it feels like. All right, do you
Mhm.
think our education system, all right, is not really building up people to get into the current tech role or to be able to fit in this current tech world? Yeah, I believe their courses are relatable, but do they make it very practical to make it easy for people to step in this world of tech and excel from there?
Um, I wouldn't say the universities are not doing a good job, but I believe that as students in the university, we have to they have to understand. I was going to say we, as still in the university, they have to understand that the world is constantly evolving, and
Yeah.
technology is really taking over. And so, even no matter the course you are doing, there's the course outline is to help you understand the course you're doing. So whether it is quantity surveying, it is food science, it is medicine, it's biochemistry, they're going to teach you on that course. But then we know that the world is advancing, and so technology is really, really doing a lot of things. So you have to now take up the extra role of finding out how technology will make you exceptional, either as a quantity
Mm.
surveyor, an accountant, whatever, wherever you find yourself. Now, there are so many softwares that have been put in place to help um, different areas or different fields to make their work
Mhm.
really easier and more impactful and effective. So I would say, though the university will teach you what you're supposed to know about your course, as a person to during vacations, internships, take advantage to learn more about how technology can help you in your field or in your particular course. So learning about softwares that are in relation to your directly in relation to your course and
Mhm.
all of that. Yeah. That's the extra that students have to do on their own. Until the
Wow.
university are more equipped with maybe such resource persons or technology tools to help.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what I'll say basically.
Interesting. So, how did you, I mean, like, can you share some key learning, how would I put it? Some key learnings or learnings from your own journey that might help others looking to, I mean, also take similar steps like you've already taken? I mean, was there any defining moments or key learning or key notes that they can take if they want to transition from maybe food science or from visual arts into tech, or how they can build a bridge between what they studied in school and the world of technology, how they can marry the two to get exposed to the outside world?
I'll say the basic thing is being learning. So for me, I did food science, and after university, I couldn't. There were some things I didn't know about until I started learning. So when I realized that I didn't know about these things, I just started. I took the courses just so I could learn and then
Mm,
get better. For instance, even with my catering, for instance, let me just give this. There are other people doing catering, but they are not incorporating technology into it. Do you
mm,
get it? There are different fields. Your goal or your desire should be, how can I add an element of technology
mm,
to, so it's not necessarily like totally transitioning. Even if you don't want to totally transition, it's about, what am I doing now? What can I learn about technology to add to what I'm doing now to make it more exceptional, because the world is really transitioning. And if you are not adding an element of technology, you can't really reach a wider market target. If you want to, get to international markets and all of that, you definitely have to take advantage of technology. So I would say that the turning point is deciding to learn. You should be someone who is open-minded to learn,
and it's
basically.
marrying the two, marrying what what you are passionate about,
Yeah,
and leveraging technology to probably
yeah,
scale or um, increase your reach. Is that what you're
yeah,
trying to say?
yes.
That's all interesting. All right, so now let's how was your background as a foodie or as a food science person? All right,
Mm-hmm.
how has your background in this whole catering influenced